Hi, I am Melissa Magaha, and I'm going to walk you through my experience with VEX Robotics. I have participated in VEX Robotics throughout my entire high school experience. During my freshman year in high school, I joined the Carroll County 4-H Robotics Club, located in Westminster, Maryland. The team consisted of 2 seniors and myself. As a freshman, I was a grunt worker, assisting the seniors mainly with building. I gained valuable programming knowledge, good building techniques, and team management skills from the seniors. Since they were graduating, they taught me important aspects of leading a team. We competed in the Maryland State Championship, made it to the tournament finals, and even won the Design Award, all of which qualified us for the World Championship. Since my team consisted of seniors, a new VEX season meant a new VEX team. This is where I met Team Cinobots. The team consisted of 3 boys, a sophomore, freshman, and 8th grader. Despite being the only girl on the team, I was determined to stick with my passion. I quickly became a key player on the team. During competitions, I was the coach on the field. As the main programmer, I would program all the remote controls, autonomous functions, and programming skills runs. In between programming and competing, I would CAD modifications to the robot design. To boost our team's overall performance, I took the lead on documenting all our progress in the engineering notebook. Throughout the season, we participated in multiple local competitions, which qualified us for the state championship. With great alliance partners at the Maryland State competition, our team made it to the semifinals and qualified for the VEX World Championship. Last year, I was invited to help start a middle school robotics team at St. John's School. After much thought, I decided to switch to Team 4169J, the Robo Eagles. This team consisted of 3 middle school boys. Since I was a high school student, the team had to compete in the high school division, regardless of the age of my team members. Although it was not an ideal team for me, I still took on the challenge of working with middle school students. It gave me the opportunity to truly be the leader on the team. Through hard work and determination, my team had a very successful season. We started the year off strong by winning tournament finalists and the design award at our first competition. As the year moved forward, we continued to set goals and did not settle for anything less. We won tournament finalists again and the Excellence Award twice throughout the season. These awards qualified our team for the Maryland State Championship. Even though we did not win any awards at the state championship, we did qualify for VEX Worlds through our skill score. We were so lucky and excited to be one of the 12 teams to represent Maryland at the World Championship. For my last year participating in VEX, I stayed on Team 4169J. Our other team members had moved on from VEX, so the team was down to 2 members. It shifted into a brother-sister dynamic duo. Despite the team member changes, my role on the team mainly stayed the same. I remained the lead programmer and CAD designer, but this year I also became the robot driver for the team during competitions and skills events. For the past 3 years, I have always been the driver coach, but this year I decided to truly take on the role on the field. With the obligations of senior year and robotics, I knew this year was going to be busy and took the season head on. The challenge for the 2018-19 season was called Turning Point. There are 2 alliances during a match, each alliance with 2 robots on the field. The object of the game is to attain a higher score than the opposing alliance by scoring caps, flags, and parking on the platforms. If a cap is flipped to the team's color, then 1 point is awarded to them. If the caps are stacked on the poles, then an extra point is given. The low flags are all worth 1 point, while the middle and high flags are all worth 2 points and can only be scored by shooting the balls on the field. This is because robots are only allowed to expand vertically when they are within the expansion zone. At the end of each match, if a robot is parked on the alliance platform, 3 points are awarded to the alliance. An extra 6 points can be awarded to the alliance that parks on the center platform. When we started the year, we made a list of goals that we wanted to accomplish this season. The goals we decided on for the VEX season was to create a reliable robot that can complete all the tasks on the field, always keep updated on changes, make enough drive practice time before competitions, and try our best and have fun. To accomplish these goals, we started brainstorming different designs for the robot. We thought of different drives, cap flippers, and shooting mechanisms. We listed out the pros and cons of each design and ended up deciding on a design with a standard drive with Omni wheels, a 2-bar lift with a waffle-like intake, and catapult. We decided on this design to keep the robot simple and not overly complicated. The robot would be able to complete all the tasks on the field and be a strong alliance partner during competitions. Although the 2-bar lift worked for flipping caps, it was often unreliable in scoring caps consistently and effectively. The robot had trouble climbing up the platform during matches. The 2-bar lift also had trouble scoring the caps on the poles, so we decided to do a major redesign. We added a reverse 4-bar lift to the robot that would attach to the waffle intake. We chose this design because it could reach really high up to stack on the poles, and it was more consistent in scoring the caps on the field. In the open space in the middle of the lift, we added a more condensed version of the rubber band intake and catapult. This design worked great in competitions, but we often found that it was a waste of time to try and stack the caps on the poles when other teams could just knock them off in a matter of seconds. Since the lift made our robot very big and bulky, we had a major redesign time. We took off the reverse 4-bar lift and completely scrapped the waffle intake. We added 2 rubber band intakes with a passive cap arm flipper on one side. Having 2 rubber band intakes did not limit us to only eating balls from one side of the robot. Inside each intake, there are 2 limit switches. When these limit switches were touched, the count for the number of balls captured would increase and count how many balls were in the robot at a time. This was really helpful and innovative for our team because once the count reaches 2 balls, the intakes would shut off and we would not be able to grab any more balls off the field. When the catapult would shoot, the count would decrease by 1 count and the intakes would run again. We kept our catapult design and gave it more space so that it could accurately throw the balls across the field. Along with lift and intake changes, we also changed the drive to look like a Panzer tank drive. This was to help the robot get up the platform. What was so unique about this design was that we were able to climb over objects like a tank drive, but since 4 of the 8 wheels on the drive were raised up, there was no traction when we drove around the field. We were still just as fast as the robots with only 4 wheels on the drive, but we could easily climb up the platform. This drive design played a crucial role in how we performed on the field during matches. Sticking with this design, we were able to create a reliable robot. We worked on robot and programming skills between competitions to boost our overall performance. As the lead programmer, I wrote many autonomous functions for our matches so that we could score the most amount of points in the allotted time given to us, as well as have the flexibility to work on either side of the field and collaborate with our alliance partners. This was easy for us to do with the use of an LCD screen that would display all our autonomous functions that we could easily select to use before the start of the match. Throughout the whole year, we participated in many VEX tournaments. Our first award was the Design Award, which qualified us for the Maryland State Championship. In February, we won the Excellence Award, Robot Skills Champion, and Tournament Finalist Award. These competitions kept us in tune and up to par with the other robots we would be competing with at the state championship. When the state competition came around, we ended up with a tough match schedule and did not qualify for the World Championship. Despite the outcome of our matches, we still had a successful season full of hard work, determination, sweat, tears, and laughs. Receiving awards are nice, but there is much more to VEX than just winning. VEX Robotics taught me valuable life skills such as becoming a problem solver and innovator, communicating and collaborating with different people, and managing a project over an extended time period. I can use these skills on a robotics team, at WPI as I pursue an engineering degree, and most importantly in any real-world situation. VEX Robotics provided a foundation of knowledge for me to pursue at WPI through future projects. I will utilize the resources in Fuller Laboratories or expand my creativity in Foisey Innovation Studio. I can actively explore real-world challenges. Overall, WPI will not only prepare me to become a valuable employee at leading technical companies, but also a person who can give back both locally and globally. I cannot wait to expand upon my robotics knowledge at WPI this fall.